How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Ethereum update. It will be a nice quick brief one. We're actually seeing ETH pretty much showing weakness as we have been anticipating over the last few days. Now, the last few weeks was a different story because we have seen this moving average, the 200-day EMA, taking out the last 200 daily candles, creating an average, meaning that for the bulls out there that are holding ETH, they must see ETH continue to hold this level. Otherwise, we're losing this newly formed bullish trend. And that means this move up was a fake out. And we really don't want that to be the case. But we keep getting weakness. And although we were holding this, and the last few weeks were looking much better because, and we still are above it, but while maintaining it, we have the right to break out bullish. And we almost were successful because we made highs higher than the range. But very quickly after the breakout, we went back under this resistance and confirmed it, as you can see, over the last few days. So 2.8k act as a trigger. Once it's broken, we will see 3.6k. However, until that very moment 2.8k is broken, this is just not the case. There's only one other direction it can go. So it's going to keep attempting to lose this 200 EMA. Now, over my last few videos, I made you aware of a level beneath this point, suggesting it would actually be fine to lose the 200 EMA, like this example to the left. And that's all due to this green candle setting a wick down there, as the bulls stepped in from 2.3k. So you can create an area like that, or use this Fibonacci golden pocket as a precursor signal that if this higher level is lost, that ultimately this low would also be, targeting 2.1k next. So to avoid that dump, we need to see ETH reversing from here. But as we're coming into the weekend, Friday, when the stock market shuts, we're not really expecting crazy movements because there's just less volatility then. Now, hopefully, opening next week on Monday, we have not lost this level, giving it every right, because it's still maintaining the right to reverse and attempt to break out through 2.7 and 2.8k. I've shown through my last video updates some further smaller micro fibs, also suggesting on the break of 2.7 to 2.8 in alignment with these that we would expect 3.6k. So we have the confluence there. That means if and only if it's broken, then I have that bias. To me, it's like a magnet. It will get pulled towards there. That's what's going to be at the front of my mind. I won't believe anything else. But until that's broken, I can't. So unfortunately, because that's the truth, that's the fact at the moment, we're just caught in a range with the bears waking up, because every time the bulls step in, the bears just wake up, take power once again, showing who's boss. We've attempted to break out since May, so it's been a month in this range now. And every single time the bulls wake up, the bears just wake up and pretty much shit on them. So as long as this holds, yeah, it will reverse again. But look, we've kept on struggling. But yes, there has been progress with the lows. There are higher lows. So we just have to wait for Bitcoin to reverse. I've just made a Bitcoin update suggesting it needs to reverse before losing 100k. If Bitcoin loses 100k, it's almost guaranteed that this will end up at 2.1k. And now I don't want that to be the case for you ETH holders. I'm personally not holding ETH. I hold Bitcoin, so I really don't care if it goes down because it'll go down so little. At least ETH being the second biggest, it'll go down less than the rest of altcoins, but altcoins would get wrecked if Bitcoin loses 100k, just so you know. So ETH has to reverse before losing 2.3. Bitcoin can't lose 100k, and surely this should reverse, recover 2.8, and target 3.6k. I wish I could add more. There's not really much more to say because we've been caught up in this range. That's it from me today. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Almost at 10k. And yeah, if you want to get educated, I got links down below with a discount already provided.